Hello, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the Kerrville Weekly News Roundup, hosted by the Texas Hill Country Podcast Network. We are your co-hosts and founders of the network, Andrew Gay and Tom Fox, here in the studio this morning to discuss our favorite news picks for the week. Tom, you want to do the honors as always and go first?
Sure. So I have a couple.
I've
got a couple of stories. One is really an idiotic story that comes out of the Kirk County Commissioner's Court, which is having a workshop about hand counting of election ballots. Why is this idiotic? Because someone has convinced them that any machine is subject to fraud. Now, of course, it's well known that Martians will interact and invade your election machine, but perhaps even the Chinese are doing the same thing. And so we're going to have a workshop in Kerrville or Kirk County about how to hand count ballots. Well, my parents had election machines in our garage when I was 4 years old, and they were machines. You know, you yanked a chain, and that was where your vote got counted. But guess what? That was a machine. Machines have been around a long time, and they've been used in counting ballots a long time. And you don't have to hand count ballots to ensure election integrity. And so it's just unbelievable. And it's going to lengthen the process and time. If you have to hand count ballots, you're going to have more people count ballots, whether you pay them or get volunteers. And there's absolutely no reason not to, with proper safeguards in place, use electronic voting. But here we are.
Yeah. I look forward to the Hanging Chad subcommittee piece of the workshop there.
I'm not even sure we have enough pencils in Kirk County.
Yeah.
To mark X's. And then what's an X? So maybe we'll have a class on how to mark your ballot.
Yeah.
So that's the first one. The second one is not idiotic, but I'm really disappointed, and it's a personal reason. In the Kerrville Daily Times, they talked about the lack of athletic referees in Kerrville. And there are apparently 16,000 certified referees in various sports across the state of Texas. There are 8 in Kerrville or Kirk County, and 4 are active. And the article posits that the reason people are not going into this field is spectator abuse, whether it's at a Little League, whether it's a high school football game. And that really speaks poorly of our county, that we can't get people to referee. And why it's personal is I've been a referee. I refereed in college. I didn't referee college games, but when I was in college, I refereed high school games in football and basketball, and it was a ton of fun. You get to be around some very dynamic athletes at a young age. You get to see some raw talent, some developed talent. You get to be out on the field with them if you're an ex-jock and can't play anymore. And it's a great way to stay involved in youth sports really at all levels. And so we as a community are missing out. The athletes in our community are missing out, and it's going to be it's a really sad state of affairs for the refereeing and the youth athletics of Kerrville.
Did you encounter any heckling from spectators when you were?
Yeah, it's part of the deal.
Well, do you think that it's gotten any, or how's it changed maybe over time? You think it's gotten any worse?
I think it's gotten a lot worse. And if you got to take a gun to a game to protect yourself, that's a step too far.
Yeah, it's really sad that we have to think about that kind of stuff now.
Yeah, but you get heckled, but that's all part of it.
Yeah, sure. Being a referee, man, you're the one calling people out, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that, Tom. Moving right along, my couple of picks for the week. We're going to start with this one here. This is, speaking of the Kerrville Daily Times, this is straight off of their website. They have a nice little chart here to discuss what current water conservation stage we are currently in because of the recent 100-degree plus heat days that we've had. And, there for a while we had really hot days, but we were getting moisture in the evening. We were seeing these storms come in at about like 4 or 5 o'clock, like every afternoon, even though they like to miss us for whatever reason, but we got some kind of relief. But here recently, this week, it's been a buzz killer, 100 plus degrees days with that kind of heat and no relief in sight. barely even seems like the heat fizzles out into the afternoon when the sun starts to go down. So anyway, so with that, we got some outline here of kind of where we're at and where we stand with water conservation. And so you guys, we know that we're all sensitive to that. So check it out. They have a nice little chart there that explains some of that detail. And then secondly, I wanted to mention that KPUB, ours truly here in Kerrville, our energy provider, has won another award. They win all kinds of awards, but this one's really neat. This one was it was received. They received the American Public Power Association Sue Kelly Community Service Award. That's a mouthful. During the APPA's, which is their acronym, National Conference in Seattle, Washington on June 20th. So, and then once again, this is straight off the Kerrville Daily Times website, but there's a picture of them receiving the award. So very, very proud of them. Local community members here that run our co-op there. Okay, that's it for news picks for the weeks for the week. What do you got going on this weekend, Tom?
4th of July, obviously big weekend everywhere. It's a huge weekend here in Kerrville.
You just extended from the 4th back through the 1st. So
right.
It's just like a 4-day holiday.
Some of us maybe earlier.
Yeah.
But great music, a river on the river on the 4th is always a big event. And my wife and I are going to attend that. But the one I wanted to shout out to, Andrew, is the Hunt Art Show, which is Saturday, July 1st from 10 to 4. And it's a fabulous show. It is Hunt artists. We have some incredible local art talent that I've fortunately had the opportunity to be exposed to their artwork starting last year with the Hunt Art Show, and they're going to have it again this year. So check out the Hunt Art Show, and I'll give you the location is at Bridget's Basket on the highway to Hunt.
Yes, 39. That's a great spot. I've been out there to eat with family. Speaking of that, this weekend my mom and stepdad are coming in town, so I always love the opportunity to kind of show off, showcase some of what we have going on here in the Texas Hill Country. They're going to be here through the 4th, so I'm excited to take them to the park for their first 4th of July here in Kerrville, Texas. And of course, this year we have Randy Rogers headlining the Arcadia Lives 4th on the River event, as opposed to Robert O'Keen, who's done it for years in the past. And but quick note about that. I thought this was interesting. It's just the other day I saw I know Randy Rogers. They've been around for over a decade in the Texas music country scene. And I got a notification on my phone and Facebook that said, hey, here's a memory from, I don't know, however long, 13 years ago or something. And it was in 2009, but I had posted something on Facebook about going to see them on my birthday at Bonita Creek Hall in Nacogdoches, Texas. So they were some of the first country music artists that I really got to see live and got that kind of Texas country music experience at a live venue. So really excited for them. Okay, guys, that'll do it for us. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, interact with us, share our content, helps other people find the show and our page and all that good stuff on social media. So thank you so much. We will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great weekend and a safe 4th.